Hello everyone, happy day wherever you are. Welcome, welcome. I'm Jennifer from Personal Power Life Coaching for wellness and joy and vitality. And I'm very happy to be with you today and thanks for joining. Today is a beautiful, marvelous Wednesday, but whenever you listen to this, it will be the perfect moment. And as the description says, I am creating our morning celery juice. Take a look at this. The celery has been set up, and this is actually about 1,025 grams of celery, of fresh celery, which is very, very exciting. I know it will generate much more than 16 ounces. So let's go ahead and do that. Today it's just straight up celery. And that's what I love. That's what we're doing. So without any further delay, let's get started, because this will be a great way to get those hydrochloric acids flowing even more efficiently and effectively in my digestion. And as you do this as well, it will happen for you too. So there are a multitude of benefits to celery juice, to straight up juice. And I invite you, and I even encourage you, if you can take away anything from our videos, is to include a glass of celery juice in your daily nutrition, as if you can manage that. If you have a juicer, do that. And if you don't have one and you have the budget within you, then get yourself a nice juicer. A simple juicer is all you need. It doesn't have to be super expensive, and consider it a valuable investment in your long-term health, because these machines will not be for just one short time. It'll be for as long as you can use it, that you find that it's working well. And we've had this juicer since December, so now we're coming up on 6 months. We use it every day. We've been using it every single day, often twice, 3 times or more a day, because I'm making juices for my clients, for my family, and there are just so many benefits to getting a juicer. So if you can do that for yourself, I so invite you to make that investment. And you can just take a look at your local store, the one that provides appliances like Target, or if you're in the Middle East, you can go to Carrefour. Or any appliance shop. So here in the US, you can order on Walmart, or as I mentioned, Target. Those are great places, or Bed Bath & Beyond. Or you can go to, if you go for the higher price, then you would go to a store that will be a little bit more on the luxe side of home appliances, kitchen appliances. So anyhow, most important right now for us is to get the juice started, so we can all be inspired and encouraged that this could be something that would be tremendously wonderful for you to include, and even for your family. And I'm sharing the juicing process so that you can feel that, it is a process. It's not just like I'm going to sit back and it's just going to happen, but you will also be doing your own. can clearly see, we have finished, and the amount yielded is, it seems like it'll be a slightly more than 16 ounces. So that's going to be 1 glass, and we will now serve that up. And so maybe you're going to be doing your juicing in the morning, or if you're going to work the next day and you don't have time to do it in the morning, set up your celery the night before. You can either juice it quickly in the morning itself, so it's as fresh as possible and you keep all those enzymes nice and alive and awake and fresh themselves, or you can do it the night before and save it in a tight container that you can take with you, and then you can use that to break your fast from overnight. And I would suggest having it before you have coffee. Have it on an empty stomach, just plain straight up celery juice. You don't have to complicate yourself with other ingredients. And just having that green is going to be so amazing. And I tell you, friends, when you do the juicing yourself, you will look forward to it and you will have fun. Like, I'm having fun right now. And it's because I'm also talking and connecting with you. But it's because I look forward to it, and once you get engaged, it's like the process gives you energy. The making of the juice, the touching of the celery, and here we've got some extra, which you know, there are even added benefits to the celery leaves. So you know, I am not the celery expert at all. I am learning about it much more, and I'm so glad I discovered it. It's really enhanced my mental stability in the morning when I have it. And if you have blood sugar problems, then perhaps you can incorporate it instead of having a sugary drink. Or even if you have plain black coffee can actually stimulate cravings, and it can generate those impulses from the brain, because it can disrupt your blood sugar. It raises your insulin. I'm not kidding about that. Look into it, research it, because it's a real thing. And I used to think, oh, if it's just plain black coffee, it won't be an issue. But actually, when I reintroduced black coffee to my 1 cup in the day, in the morning, I had these crazy cravings, and I was eating things that I wasn't needing or wanting to eat in the weeks or months prior, such as bread and refined flour, refined sugars, processed packaged goods like granola bars and baked bread and pastries, and I was insatiable. And it was only when I started my coffee again. So I realized quickly, my gosh, I have to stop this. This is not good for me, because when you have cravings and you feel out of control, that's a red flag, because you're not meant to be out of control, and you're not meant to live in that state, and you're not meant to have heart palpitations, okay? That's not normal. And if we're experiencing that, which I've experienced, that I've had the heart palpitations years ago when I was having much more coffee in the morning, and I ignored it. I didn't realize, I wasn't connecting the dots, and I wasn't ready for that big change. But it took a process, and so I'm now at the other side of that tunnel, thankfully, and I'm just sharing my experience, and maybe that resonates with you. So in any case, having that celery juice will be loads beneficial to having a cup of caffeinated beverage, which will usually, by most people's standards, have either milk or creamer, some kind of sugar to stimulate it, and if you're having it black, it still will stimulate the insulin levels in the body. That's from my experience and from research that I've done online. So look into it if something is off. If you feel that something is off when you have your regular coffee, we're not meant to be addicted. You're not supposed to be addicted to anything. Addiction means you can't control yourself, and that's losing your power. If you can't control yourself, then that doesn't feel good. Then you have no control, but you do have control. That's what you're designed to do with this brain and harnessing the power of your mind. So that came out of the blue. So maybe that's what Spirit wants me to share today. I had no idea I would talk about that, but there we go. So my friends, I will grab the glass that I'll use for our juice. to consume this marvelous and blessed beverage. And as you know already, probably, perhaps, I enjoy weighing I weigh what I eat actually, but also in terms of the amount that we'll be drinking today, I'm going to weigh it to make sure that it will be a precise amount. Okay, we got that. And okie dokie. So we finished the celery, and imagine that you're doing it yourself, and even that imagining is enough to get your brain in the proper direction. There we go. Okay. Awesome. And I will shift you to here so that we can all see what's going on. That's it. Now, I wish you could see the exact weighing, as I do so, but let's see. You can't really see it, but here we go. So this is straight up celery juice. So that is 17, almost 18 ounces. If you just add a little bit more, there it is. That's 18, and we still have some left over. So certainly that will be very much, there you go. There's the celery juice. So this is going to benefit my body's alkalinity. It's a great way to make yourself more alkaline. It's very refreshing. It reminds me of the celery that I used to have when I'd visit my extended family in Colombia, and they would make some, not celery juice, but I think it was a blend. You can also make the celery juice with a blender, but you just need a colander or something to separate the solids so that you can get the pure juice. And there are definitely videos on YouTube for you to be able to do that. However, just having the juicer will be very useful and relevant to your process. So yes, so that is the message of today. And I am very, very glad that we've been able to share this. We discussed and covered the topic of coffee, which was unexpected. And I encourage and invite you to research perhaps some of the benefits of celery juice through Anthony William. He's the medical medium. And he has loads of information about this, the benefits of healing foods. If you are going through any immune issue problems, if you have any complications or in your family, if there's any arthritis or any problems in the mind like dementia, or anything related to like incurable diseases like Hashimoto's or Lyme disease, or any of these mysterious and sudden diseases or ailments, look into using the healing power of foods and starting with simple things. We complicate ourselves by thinking that we have to go to chemicals, and hey, sometimes they are very beneficial and we need them. And I myself, I'm not saying to stop whatever it is you're doing, but perhaps if what you've been doing hasn't been working for you as well as you want it to, as well as it should, right? You have an idea in your mind, oh, this should be helping me in this way already, then consider whether it's just about going back to nature, going back to a more natural way of eating and incorporating natural herbs and some of the natural vegetables and fruits, which are full of antioxidants and phytochemicals, vitamins, nutrients, minerals to help your body clear out and flush out any impurities that really don't need to be there, as long as we're supporting ourselves in this way. So that's pretty much the message of wellness for today, is to enjoy the natural healing power and benefit of something like celery juice, and to let the foods that are around you be nourishing and natural, and enjoy them whatever you can in its raw state so that you can reap the benefits. Not everything will need to be raw. Some things like broccoli and carrots and even cabbage, when they're cooked or lightly steamed, they unlock more of their enzymatic effectiveness or efficacy. So just doing that, but start with one thing, and it can be celery juice in the morning on an empty stomach, and that will definitely boost your hydrochloric acid, flush out your liver from any toxins. It will help you to think clearly, because you won't be sending your blood sugar levels through the roof and then having a crash in 1 or 2 or 3 hours. And then you can just at least have that knowing that, hey, I'm doing this one thing for myself in the morning, at least, and even if the rest of the day is not what you would call healthy, then according to what you consider, then hey, you're doing this one powerful thing. And you never know, it can take a life of its own and create a beautiful effect of doing other activities over time, one at a time, that will complement and enhance further your well-being, your happiness, your satisfaction, improving your bodily condition or your physique, and healing from the inside if that's something that you are working on and that you care about. So that's been it for today. Thanks for joining me and our celery juice. It's been a wonderful delight. It's been a pleasure. I'm very thankful for this medium that we can connect through. And I'm wishing you a beautiful continuation of your life from moment to moment. And may we be happy on this day and this evening and feel good for every day the rest of our lives. Namaste. Thanks for joining. And I'm Jen from Personal Power Life Coaching for wellness and joy and just living happily ever after. Bye for now.